Is Joe Brown becoming the unjust Judge Joe Brown? Reported and researched by your brother delineationist.
Dana, I wanted to not only speak to the title of your space, but I wanted to ask your permission if I may post Nolan Wells' GoFundMe in the chat of your space.
Go ahead.
Yes,
No, I
ma'am.
won't allow it.
Yes,
No,
sir.
Why?
no, I'm not.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Because or which race is. So the prosecution didn't exclude anybody because of their race, and as a fact, it was not an all-white jury. There were some other ethnic groups involved in this particular panel. I don't see anything this man did that even closely approximated wrong. Somewhere in here, we have to develop the idea that there is a general accountability that can be expected of all citizens or residents in an area when it comes to compliance with the requirements of collective public peace, dignity, and order. Choctaw in the family, so I'm not going to diss them. I'm proud of that side of the family.
The unjust Judge Joe Brown has consistently stated that his ancestry does not trace back to the transatlantic slave trade via Negroland. Instead, he is publicly identified on numerous occasions as an American Indian, specifically specifying Choctaw Native American heritage.
In the family, so I'm not going to diss them. I'm proud of that side of the family that's winning.
There's a notable contradiction in how some Black Americans address historical accountability. While many rightfully criticize the descendants of international slave traders, such as Nigerian nationals, whose prominent employment in the Texas prison system was recently highlighted by the Marshall Project, there is a frequent failure to scrutinize domestic figures with similar historical ties. For instance, public figures like the unjust Judge Joe Brown, who possesses Choctaw lineage, trace their ancestry back to Native American communities that actively engaged in slaveholding, trading, and slave catching. Despite this complex history, such figures often face minimal domestic scrutiny regarding how these historical legacies might subconsciously influence their authority or lead to systemic biases in judicial rulings and public statements on social media about the Negro/Black American community. The designation of unjust in reference to the former judge stems from a documented pattern of behavior where legal principles and public authority appear to be misapplied for specific outcomes. Key observations highlighting these concerns include extralegal influence via public platforms. Using a prior judicial title on social media to influence public opinion, specifically regarding crowdsourcing efforts for the Nolan Wells case, raises serious ethical questions. Directing public sentiment to impede a family's access to resources or legal resolution suggests a conflict driven by self-interest rather than impartial justice. Selective scrutiny of jury selection, demonstrating uncritical acceptance of verdicts returned by non-inclusive juries, particularly those lacking Black American representation, signals a disregard for systemic fairness and procedural integrity within the judicial process. Support for controversial rulings. Publicly endorsing the acquittal or release of an individual involved in the fatality of an unhoused Black man demonstrates a concerning departure from principles of equal protection and fundamental legal equity. Collectively, these actions suggest a pattern where public influence and legal reasoning are leveraged in a manner inconsistent with the standards of impartial justice. For those interested in the concepts discussed in this video, delineationology, the science of delineation for the Negro American, provides a deeper framework for understanding the systemic issues impacting the Black American community. We encourage you to join our discussion group, Delineated Minds, to engage with peers who are actively working to protect our cultural and community standards.